Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
On my face, losing control, yeah, I'm all over the place. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. When you started out with nothing and you're proud that you're a second.
Welcome back to this Friday in the heart of the Riverbend. It's the 18th day of August at 10:50. CJ Nasello, it's our daily show. Did I spell your name right? Will Edward Roberts?
No S. But
No,
yeah.
and
Oh, God dang it. So once a show I do this, I always ask every guest. The reason being is I have a text line that just tears me up because I'm always typing too fast. And I always ask the guest, did I get this right, on the fly?
Yep.
You can't win them all. But the Robert brothers can, I'm pretty sure. I think that's pretty accurate with water skiing. This is really exciting. Guys, how are we doing this Friday morning?
Doing
Pretty
great,
good.
yeah.
Pretty good, yeah.
So take me through this. A couple of months ago, I was talking to Dan Brandon upstairs about some of your guys' accomplishments in this, and right off the bat, when I think of water skiing, I think more, kind of tropical climate, Florida. How'd you guys get involved in this?
So actually my dad grew up in the Alton area, and way back when there was the Alton Water Ski Club, and they skied out on the river, and so he grew up doing that and made some lifelong friends there, and he ended up building a lake with some people that he met on the Alton Water Ski Club, and just from there we've just been skiing on our little lake that we live on and going from there, doing competitions and everything.
Right on. So who started the competition journey first, or was it both at the same time?
It was our sister, actually, was the ones that got into it first. I think we kind of all got in at the same time, but she went to nationals before either of us did. But our dad sort of let us into all of it. So,
right on.
Yeah.
So take us through, just because I'm kind of new to this, I'm a soccer player. That's why if a gust of wind comes, I'll be on 270. I got to put some cement bricks on and walk down the road. But with that being said, what are some of the spots around, the area that you guys go to train, perform and kind of get better and prepared for the upcoming seasons?
Yeah, I mean, we spend most of our time at our home lake. It's pretty convenient, and we have everything there that we could possibly need or get anywhere else, which is, we're very, very fortunate to have that. There's another lake not too far up in Jacksonville, Illinois, about an hour north of here, that you can go and pretty much do the same thing, same private lake that we have going on at our place. And then there's another lake not too far away that my dad also developed a little bit before the one we're on now, and it's the same private ski lake. But other than that, there's really not too much in the local area. Maybe some in St. Louis, that'd be a bit more of public, large lakes that we don't really go to all that
now,
often.
how large of a lake do you guys need for that? Because I could only imagine you need some space to do what you need to do.
Yeah. It's not actually as big as you may think. It's 2,000-ish feet long. And
So
then
not even half a mile, not quite half a mile.
Yeah.
Really?
And so then width, it's just as much as you need to ski back and forth. So not really more than ours is a little bit bigger, but some places are 200 feet across. Yeah.
Wow.
300 feet across, something like that. Yeah. So the bigger thing with the ski lakes is just the shoreline and how they make sure you don't get rollers and stuff like that, but not super big or anything.
Right on.
Yeah.
So take me through how you guys. What was your first moments on the skis? Do you guys remember that at all?
Oh, we were pretty young on our first.
Take me through it. When did you start?
So I started whenever I was 3, and Edward was when he was 2.
Probably
he was
about the same time. So I would have been 2, and he would have been 3 or 4.
3 or 4, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So when did so when you're starting this, I mean, when you're 6, 7 years old, is that when you're starting to feel more comfortable or starting to be able to do a little bit more? When was that part where you're going, you know what, let's do this?
Yeah, pretty much. I'd say about that age is when we got into competitions. But I think pretty much from the time that we were born till now, every summer we've spent most of our time out on the lake and improving and learning how to do more stuff. And
Hell, it ain't a bad summer.
Yeah. Can't complain.
So talk about this summer. I mean, you guys both have had some accomplishments. Well, I'll start off with you because you come into the studio and then you hit me with, I jumped 220 feet. I'm thinking, what that's incredible. So how do you prepare for something like this? I mean, because that's a lot on the body when you're coming down, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of cross training, but just over the years, I've been doing this since I was 7, and you take baby steps all the way up. So every year I'm going a little bit further, and your body just gets used to that, So it was a cool summer for sure, going 220. And whenever I was growing up, when I was little, we used to watch a video all the time. This guy named Sammy Duvall, and he was greatest water skier of all time. And the farthest he ever went with like way older technology and the older boats and stuff was 220. So that was something I really wanted to do my whole life.
Yeah.
So that was a really cool moment for me. And it was the Midwest regional record, like the first time anyone from the Midwest had gone 220 and a whole bunch of cool stuff. So
wow.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you, in the moment, what are the thoughts going through your mind as
man.
you're hitting that?
It was quite the scene. So you hit it and you know it's a good jump, obviously. And then I landed and I was like, I think that was pretty good. I didn't know if it was 220. I'd been 215 before, so I thought it was like in the range for sure. And then you come around the turn. This was up in Jacksonville where I did it. And you see on the scoreboard the 220, and it was just like,
oh man.
yeah.
Well, especially
super
when
exciting.
you're just at 215.
Yeah.
I mean, if I would have hit 215, I would have thrown my controller and gone home.
Yeah.
I'd have rage quit right after that.
Yeah, no, I got you.
So
Yep.
you hit that. What's it like coming down on the water? Or, when you're coming down, I mean, that's some pressure, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it kind of with how long the skis are and everything, and if you have a little headwind, you kind of float down, and then with the way we land, like you land and fall back on your back, and so it's not super big impact, but sometimes it can be a little rough. But whenever you do it right, it's not all that bad.
So you mentioned you're watching, this Sammy Duvall, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What's the moment you're talking to your dad, you're talking to your brother? I mean, they know that you watch this video, you hit 220. That's got to feel really good as a family.
Yeah, it was a really cool moment, and everyone up there, like the ski community is so small, it's like a big family, and so everyone was just as excited for me as the rest of my family was. So it was really cool, and I was like the last jumper of the day, so the whole tournament was stopped, and everyone was like congratulating me and everything, and it was super cool.
Talking about
Super
ending
cool.
the tournament on a high note.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Yeah.
Super sweet.
So take me through this, Edward, because you placed third in the under 21 World Championships, and I mean, you guys had to have a hell of a summer. I mean, talk
Yeah.
about the accomplishments. Take me through this journey.
Yeah, I mean, it was by far probably my biggest accomplishment yet skiing in my lifetime. I think I went into the tournament probably seated 5th, maybe 6th. So I don't think I was expected. I didn't really expect or have that goal of like, I really want a podium. I really just wanted to go down and like do what I could and enjoy myself. It was a cool tournament to get to be a part of for me. I never done anything like that. But yeah, things worked out and, made it into the finals. I think is the 3rd seed going into finals, and I was able to maintain that throughout the tournament and ended up on the podium.
That's incredible. And we were talking too. You were down in Mexico doing this, and now one of my thoughts right away is the water. Is it, is it different because you don't know about the minerals? Take me through that kind of discrepancy as you're coming down and doing this tournament.
Yeah, it's definitely different. And like everything about being down in Mexico was a little bit different with the altitude, and the boats run a little differently under different altitudes. So there were a lot of different variables skiing down there versus skiing at home here. And then the water's a little different, but we had one practice set going down there before the actual tournament started, and that you kind of use to figure out what everything feels like, how everything compares to being at home, and then you get the practice set, and then you have the prelims, and so you kind of have a good little introduction into the site and to get comfortable. But
And now, when was this tournament this summer?
like the 2nd week of June, and so typically we're starting our season in late May, and we typically, are getting more into it, and we're peaking around late July whenever like regionals and nationals comes around this summer. But with this tournament, we knew that we wanted to be at our top performance in the beginning of June. So that kind of caused us to start training a little earlier in the year while we were still down at school, which was fun. But we get back from school like beginning of May, and we are immediately like skiing every day as much as we can to prepare to leave for Mexico like the beginning of June.
Wow. And now take me through this. Is a lot of your preparations more reps, or what do you guys do to get prepared for a season? Like, because like you said, you guys have to be fit to do what you do.
Yeah. And I'd say that the biggest thing is Will and I probably jump with each other almost every day in that span of like May getting ready for that tournament. And I you can only handle so much of that impact, like you were talking about with the ramp and landing. So you can't take an excessive amount of reps over the jump. And so it's about preparing and making sure that you make every jump count in practice so you can get as much out of it as you can. So we try and prepare a little bit, talk about what we want to do. And then I'd say on a given week, we each probably go out there and hit the jump 5 times.
Wow.
And within those 5 times, we probably hit the jump like 3 each time we go out there to ski.
Right on.
So, yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. And now take me through your college as well, because throughout the year you guys aren't slowing down, it doesn't seem like.
Yeah, and that's a little different than when we were in high school, because in high school, like, we each played a couple like different sports for Jerseyville, where we were from and where we went to high school. So we weren't really used to, skiing from April all the way until October when it gets cold here, because for one, I had football in the fall and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, since he's 2 years ahead of me in school, so he's been doing it a couple years longer than I have. But getting down to school, and we're pretty much keeping that pace of skiing a couple times a week all the way until October, when collegiate nationals will be.
Wow. And now, as you guys are preparing for that, what does that kind of look like, those collegiate nationals?
It's really, really different. So normally it's like you're on your own, you're doing skiing for yourself. And collegiate nationals, basically there's the men's and women's team for each school, and each event, slalom, trick, and jump, there's 5 skiers, and they take 4 scores out of those 5 for the men and women each.
Wow.
And so it's really cool, because the way the tournaments format is, they go 1 skier from each school, and then they go through 5 rounds of each school. So you have all your friends that are sitting there watching you and cheering for you and everything, and it's the coolest thing ever. And you're traveling down there with them, and we're pretty competitive, so we've gotten second all 3 years the 2 years I've been at school, because my freshman year we had COVID, so I didn't get to compete.
Yeah.
So,
oh man, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, but we've gotten second the last 2 years that I've been there, so we've always been in the mix, and it's really, really exciting. But you get down to school, and we have a private lake that we ski out down there, and it's just perfect setup and everything, and everyone's out there skiing all day long. And the weeks leading up to nationals, it's really, really packed. Morning to night, everyone's out there skiing. But yeah, I love school. It's my favorite place on earth, and just the group we have down there is really awesome, and getting to ski and everything is just perfect.
And now, I do get paid for this job, folks. What college do you guys go to?
University of Alabama.
Yep. There you go. That's what I thought. I didn't know if it was Alabama, or if it was a subsidiary, but that is even more impressive. I mean, to be down there with an elite school like that, and still being able to achieve all that you're doing. Yeah. Now, do you guys look back at all? Because my dad, my family's soccer family, my grandpa started soccer and all. My dad coaches for the high schools. Do you ever look back and go, think about where you guys were at 7 years old with your dad, your sisters out there, and just kind of go, look at where we're at now?
Yeah. It is a really cool thing to think about sometimes, because like I said, we would watch the videos when we were little and dream about being really good jumpers. And then my dad, when I was 6 and Edward was 4, built a little miniature jump for us to learn on. And so Edward was 4 years old when he first went over the mini jump.
That's awesome. Yep. That is so cool.
Yeah, but it's cool to look back on that and think about what I would be thinking if you told me I was jumping 220 feet or whatever. So it's super cool.
It's you're sitting there at 7, your dad goes, a couple of years, you're at 220.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah.
Super
And
cool.
not much has changed in our typical routine in the summer. We're still me, Will, and my dad, and my little brother out there watching us, and it's the same routine, us going out there and doing what we can to get better and having fun. So
that's incredible. Is there any way for people to follow along, and cheer you on if people wanted to?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, typically, oftentimes they have a pretty solid stream on YouTube of the tournament.
Yep.
And then we each post on Instagram a decent bit about, and we have the Alabama water ski team has an Instagram
That's what
account.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Yep.
But typically at the bigger tournaments, there will be a pretty high quality stream that people can watch on YouTube.
Guys, this is so cool. I mean, this is really cool. And what's funny is I was talking to Dan Brandon in March, I think, and I go, how cool would it be to find some water skiers, and ask him about the process. And he goes, I know 2 that are perfect for what we need.
Nice.
And really cool. And seriously, guys, to achieve what you're doing and really focusing on school on top of that, too, of being at Alabama, it takes a lot. And to be able to continue doing this, nothing but the best of luck. And you got to keep us updated as we get closer to the collegiate side of things. And if you guys have some more success, you got to come back on and tell me about it.
I'll be happy to.
Is that a deal?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Well, with that being said, the week that was is over as far as I am concerned. I'm going to go see Billy Joel. So that means you guys are off to, have some fun. No homework this weekend. Only thing left for you to do is go have some fun with your family. But most importantly, come back to me on Monday and just try your best to stay out of jail.